Welcome everyone to Life Lessons from Hollywood Movies, presented by my organization, The Zen of Hollywood, and me, your host, David McKay. This segment is simple. We focus on extracting life lessons from movies and use simple and practical tips to help us improve our lives and become happier, which I believe we all desire. Okay, today's theme is our outer worlds reflect our inner worlds. And we're going to talk about this theme through the very interesting film, A Private War, starring Rosamund Pike. If you haven't seen this film, you might want to watch it first before this segment to better understand what we'll talk about, and please know there are spoilers ahead. Okay, this film focuses on the real-life war correspondent, Marie Colvin, who would fearlessly go to the front lines of these major conflicts in the world, such as the war in Iraq and the one in Syria, to really show what was going on there. Now, when we see someone like this, we can't help but wonder what her underlying motivations might be. I mean, what drives a person like this? Well, we get real insight into those motivations in that one scene in which she opens up, right? She calls it her psychobabble. And in that scene, she talks about her father who didn't believe she could hold an important opinion. Right? And so she was obviously motivated to prove her father wrong, even though he was dead, to show that she could amount to something and be significant. And then there was her mother who was slowly dying, withering away in this safe world, in her suburban world, right? And she didn't want to end up like that. And so she obviously went to the extreme. So this is nothing new, that we can be influenced by our caregivers. That's quite obvious. But we need to realize that inside of Marie was this raging war going on, this massive resistance, right? And therefore, she was fighting her inner demons. And she said so, that the only thing that would quiet those demons, those voices, was alcohol. And so the name of the movie is very appropriate, A Private War, because this is exactly what Marie was waging inside of her. And we know that what we resist persists. We've heard it a thousand times. And in other words, that energy of resistance is going to show up on the outside. That the warfare that she was conducting on the inside was literally what she manifested on the outside. Now, this is based on a fundamental law of the universe, the law of attraction, which is much more than a law, actually. It's the governing principle of the universe, which says that the energy that we predominantly transmit inside will be reflected outside in our worlds. Now, we've seen this before in basic situations where people who might be confused, scattered, or feel lost inside, on the outside, their lives are a disaster. Their apartments or their homes are messy, full of chaos, things scattered every which way. But we can also relate to this ourselves when we've been angry or negative, and all of a sudden we start noticing how negative and angry people show up in our lives. So we need to take a look at this. The tip of the day is take a look at the predominant energy that we might be transmitting in our lives. Now, we may not be in touch with that energy because we're in denial, we're suppressing, or we're too much in our heads. So we have to really pay attention to the thoughts, words, and actions that we're transmitting, to take a look at that energy. And where we notice that negative energy that we're transmitting, we can then connect it to our past emotional wounds. We can work on those wounds to heal them. And with time, we'll end up transmitting a very different energy: love, joy, peace, empathy, compassion. And that's, of course, what's going to bring happiness into our lives. Okay, so I want to hear from you, though. What did you think about this movie and this life lesson? Feel free to leave comments below. And for more tips, movies, and life lessons, feel free to go to my website, thezenofhollywood.com, thezenofhollywood.com. And feel free to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.